the pop icon Whitney Houston. So, what are your feelings? How are you feeling about Whitney Houston and the mystery shrouded around her death?
Well, Whitney Houston died, what was it? Saturday around 4 p.m. ish at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Beverly
She was
Hills.
pronounced dead at 3:55 p.m. Pacific time, but she had been locked in the bathroom before anyone knew what was going on.
Allegedly,
Allegedly,
that's what
yes.
we've been told in the media. So who knows what really happened? Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's a bad thing. But the thing that sort of puts me at peace. I'm a big fan of Whitney. Of course, I love her since the 80s. I mean, I Want to Dance with Somebody and, all of her dance songs. I was just like, they created memories for me back in the 80s when I was a kid. So I love her. And what makes me feel comfortable is that now I've been practicing the law of attraction, which is sort of this philosophy or spirituality, that puts you at peace of mind. And recently, I just did a video for on my show, La Riviera Show. I talked about death and dying, and the transition into non-physical. So now that I have studied up on this, my beliefs are that Miss Whitney Houston has transitioned into non-physical form, which we never really die. The body dies, but the spirit continues. So now she's actually in a better place than us. She's in the spiritual world. It just sounds like it's this beautiful heavenly type place where your soul roams free in this, wonderful, gorgeous spiritual experience. So that puts me at ease on that. Where I feel bad is for her daughter and for her loved ones, for her family that, may not have these beliefs or who knows what they believe, but they're definitely going to miss her being physically there with them. So that's, where my beliefs are on that deep level.
Absolutely. And our thoughts, of course, are with Sissy Houston and Bobby Christina, who was rushed to Cedars-Sinai after suffering what's been said to be a nervous breakdown because she couldn't get to the room, and it was very traumatic, I guess. But we're still trying to find out word from the autopsy report to find out what happened, and they're waiting on the toxicology report to make a definite decision. But she was found in a bathtub, the police said, and it appears she probably drowned. But we won't know until, well, we may never know, but we're going to be told, once the toxicology report comes back.
Yeah, I believe they found some prescription medication in her hotel. One of them was Xanax and some other drugs that were not even meant to be taken together. So I'm sure that might have had something to do, with the death. Maybe she took those before she took a bath and then she just dozed off maybe or something. We don't know. But I'm just kind of saying that if it was in the bathtub, to me it's kind of strange when they said in the bathtub, because they never said that in the beginning. They kind of said that afterwards. I'm like, I'm not sure I believe she was in the bathtub. I don't know if they're trying to, cover something else. It's always very mysterious. But definitely, drugs were involved. I think they said there was no alcohol involved at that day.
They have video of her partying very hard the night before. And she was drinking heavily in the hotel bar in the Beverly Hilton. So we don't know how long that lasted and if it continued into the next day. And if she had taken Xanax with alcohol, that would have been a heavy sedative, and it could have, made her pass out.
But I think they did say that there was no alcohol.
Right. But I mean, I don't think that
moment.
Right.
Probably only the drugs, the Xanax, and
Right.
all the other stuff.
Yeah, it's really tragic and it's really awful, and we just have to remember all the wonderful, art that she created for us and her amazing voice that will live on in her recordings. The big thing that's been puzzling me, which I did some investigation on, was her movie Sparkle with Jordan Sparks, which she had been filming. I guess it is done, and they are going to continue with it and proceed and release it on August 17th. So that will be Whitney's final film, which is pretty crazy.
It's probably going to be an Academy Award nominated movie or something. It should be a fabulous movie. I can't wait to see it.
Sounds like Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical Golden Globe to me.
At least a Golden Globe.
Absolutely.
With Jordan Sparks. And do we know who the other girl is?
I don't know. We'll have
Look
to,
that
to
up.
look into it. But media hasn't really talked too much about Sparkle, so it'll
Well,
be
I'm sure now they will after all this. But I posted a couple of videos on that on VivaLaRiviera.com, also about Nicki Minaj's performance on VivaLaRiviera.com. So if you guys haven't seen any of that, check them out. I'm sure everybody's seen that, but that's there. Yeah, any other words on Miss Houston? Somebody said now that her music is going to sell a lot, that one of her songs, Miss Dolly Parton, is going to make a big payout with that song because Dolly Parton gets all the money from, what's the song?
I Will Always Love You.
I Will Always Love You.
Yes.
Ms. Dolly Parton.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Dolly was the one who recorded it first, and it was a beautiful song. And then Whitney Houston remade it for The Bodyguard after Kevin Costner asked her to do it. And, you know, brought it to a whole new level. I mean, Whitney's version of it was just a completely different song. But I mean, good for Dolly.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Dolly outlived Whitney Houston.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I mean, that's pretty shocking, too.
Yeah, she's definitely, you know, older, Ms. Dolly
But
Parton.
I mean, I think karma plays a big role in it. And you know, when your time is up, your time is up. And, you know, it's tragic because I think that she was getting her life together because she had had such difficult times. And it sounds like, by all accounts, that she was getting her life together. And this probably, sadly, was just a freak accident, you know, which makes it even worse.
I think no matter what, a lot of people would agree with me when I say that she's definitely in a better place now. Because when she was here, you know, it was horrible, tragic experience, life experience that she was having. Now that she's in the spiritual world, whatever you want to call it, you know, she might be having a better life experience, spiritual life experience now.
And we just have to give it up to her daughter and mother, who are suffering the most. And they're the ones who are really going to go through this. And I hope that the media does respect them and you know, keeps away from them. Bobby Christina is only 17 and a half or something. So, I mean, she is now without a mother, and Sissy Houston is going to have to bury her daughter. So, not fun.
Yeah,
We love you, Miss Whitney.
Yes, big Whitney fans, we love you.